Welcome to the Client Clarity Map. In this quick online course, we're going to help you identify the perfect client or customer for your business. So, what if you might be talking to the wrong people or everyone all at once? It can really drive me crazy when I realize that this wonderful business owner that has a great product or service is just not sharing their message to the right people at the right time, or they think that they're speaking to everyone, but they're really not. So, not everybody is always your best customer. So, this process is designed to help you clearly identify who specifically is your best customer and where to message to them. So here's 5 signs that you should know it's time to clarify who your ideal client is. So you keep attracting the wrong clients. Number 2, you've got generic messaging, nothing that really feels like it's resonating with you or the people you ideally want to serve or sell to. You feel a bit like you have content perfection paralysis. This looks like, I know I need to post to social media today, or I know I need to send an email campaign out, but I don't know what to say, or I'm going to write something and I'll let it sit there and then it never gets posted or the emails never get sent. So when you are not putting the message anywhere, you're not speaking to anyone that you really need to. So we help resolve that by creating your ideal client message and profile. So the fourth one is your sales calls just kind of suck. They feel like they're filled with hot air and you're not getting anybody converting or buying or closing deals as a result of not being clear who that person is that you're speaking to. And then you're unclear who you're writing to when it's online or honestly in any capacity when it comes to your business. So you've got a lot of foggy messaging. So those are 5 signs you know it's time to clarify your ideal client. So here's the best way to begin. Let's do the favorite client test. So think about your absolute favorite client or a customer brand you've worked with that just kind of like lights you up and hits the mark for you. And you say like, if I could just have many, many more of that person or that company, or if I could just clone them, that would be fantastic. And I could sell to them all day long to serve them, because we don't want to be just selling for the sake of selling. We want to be selling for the sake of serving. So once you have that person or that company in mind, write down their name. This is your baseline for how we are going to build out the rest of your ideal client profile. And oftentimes too, just on a side note, I hear perfect person, even though nobody's perfect, but the perfect person for me to work with in my business or to sell my product to is the perfect person, which is another way to talk about your ideal client profile if that feels a little too sterile for you. Okay. So you want to always be attracting the right clients to you and repelling the wrong clients away from you. And so we go through a multi-prong approach to identify exactly who the right client is with multiple variables or multiple dimensions to them. So what is that person's surface desire? Like, do they need to save more time? Do they need to save more money? Do they need to fix a broken thing? What is that thing on the surface that they are struggling with? What's their age? What's their gender, if that's relevant? If you're B2B, what's their job title or their role? Where are they located? What is their marital status? And what general education have they completed? Now, these are what would be called demographics. They're a little more top line. They're not exactly the best indicators. So we go over to the blue circle on the other side of the slide, and we're starting to kind of dig beneath the surface. We're uncovering those layers of like, what's their actual core desire? So sometimes we'll say like, I just need to save more time, or I don't have the time. Their core desire is probably freedom. So they're really hoping that they can have somebody else finish or do the thing, because doing so would mean they get more time back so they can enjoy the freedom of doing what they want rather than what they have to do. So there's other core desires, but that's an example of one. What are the emotions they have around the thing that they're struggling with? Are they frustrated? Are they disappointed? Are they annoyed? Are they angry? Are they upset? Are they struggling? Do they feel some kind of struggle? What are they feeling around this particular issue and problem? What are their general beliefs? Like, I, as a marketer, wholeheartedly believe that it shouldn't be so hard for business owners to get their message out and to know how to do that. I believe that anyone running a business, especially small business owners, should be freed up with their marketing so that they can reach the right people at the right time that need their product or service the most so that they can serve. Values, what are their values? Like integrity. And again, this is for the people that you want to attract to your business or repel. So if integrity is important to you, you want to attract people with integrity. If you want to repel people that don't have integrity, you also want to make sure you're clear on that. So make a list of values that are important to that person and that also align with your personal or company values. What are their current pain points? Again, this is a little bit redundant, but like, what are they really struggling with? So for my clients, they're just kind of, I have been doing all this marketing. I feel like I'm burning cash and I have not gotten a lot for that. I haven't gotten enough value. I haven't gotten clients. I haven't gotten enough leads. I feel confused all the time with my messaging. I can't seem to post enough content or the right content. Nothing seems to be resonating. So there's like this frustration and a little bit of what I call agita. Like they oftentimes like kind of grab their chest, like they're feeling it. Like they can't catch their breath or they just can't get a deep enough breath because they just feel the weight of need on their chest. And then what are they aligned with? So for me, I'm noticing like certain brands tend to align with my clients or my ideal prospect. And that is something simple like Lululemon. Even men and women that I seem to work with appreciate and align with that brand, Lululemon, the athleisure brand. They might be members of Lifetime Fitness, which is a really beautiful fitness center here. They're interested in being healthy and doing right by other people. So they're aligned with those brands, whether it's like BMW or sometimes it's Lexus. So you'll start to kind of uncover those things. This is probably the biggest part of where you need to do the heavy lifting to identify and unveil who the right client is for you and who you want to repel. And it's okay to repel the wrong people because you want to have the time and the energy to focus on the right people. And again, helping serve them with your product or service. So the client clarity map starts to come together. You are going to, again, look at what or who are they complaining about. That kind of pulls at their pain point a bit. It will reveal a little bit more about what their struggle is. And then what are they really searching for? And that's kind of that core thing. Like, do they want more time? Do they need more free and subsequently more freedom about their lifestyle or how they choose to live in their time? Is it money? And if it's money, is it really opportunity that they want? Do they want to pursue something that's greater than really what the money is going to create for them? What is that money going to empower them to do? Is it travel more? Is it buy a car? Is it buy a house? Like, what are those things? What keeps them up at night? So again, for me, with my ideal client, like they just really feel like their marketing is missing the mark. They're feeling like I have had these people or I've spent the money on the things like whether it's the ad or the tacticians, I call them like the social media managers, and they're just like, I'm not getting the reach I need. I'm not converting enough clients. Like I'm not seeing like this just isn't working and I don't know how to fix it. So it's like this, they know something's broken and that what keeps them up at night is that understanding that they know something's broken, but they don't know how to fix it. So where do those people hang out, online or in person? So for me, it's in my Business Networking International, BNI networking group. They are on LinkedIn, particularly because they're business owners and they're actively looking and participating in arenas socially, both online and in person, that connect them to people and experts, or they can lean into for peers to find experts or share experts with them. And then what they need to hear to trust you. So for me, it's I see you and I absolutely understand why you're reluctant to hire yet another marketing person because you've been burned in the past or you haven't gotten the results that you want. Like, of course you feel that way. What we do is a little bit different. It's custom design. We get at the heart and soul of your specific business and assess it in a very formulaic manner so that we are crystal clear on who it is you serve, what it is you do, why you do it. and what those people need to hear from you and your messaging to get their attention and attract them. Um, and it's not something that we can just literally wave a magic wand. Like, we want to do the work with you, not like outside of you. And we don't want you to be left on your own to feel like you have to do it by yourself. So for you, I want to ask you, like, what do they need to hear from you, your ideal client, so that they trust you? And remember, trust is built over time. It is not a one conversation and then instant trust. Oftentimes, you need to deliver messages consistently over time in a way that they hear and understand that you see them and you hear them. So get into the mind of your client to discover what they really need. And again, this kind of goes to those core desires. Like, is it freedom, financial freedom, time freedom, empowerment, respect, peace of mind, recognition, pride? So like, let me give you an example of peace of mind. So peace of mind is often like the easiest one when I talk with insurance providers. So any kind of insurance, like recently my husband got life insurance, and the real motivation for that was, if something were to ever happen to him, I would be left to bear the burden, financial burden, in addition to like feeling tremendous loss of my, my one true love. But like, I needed to make sure that I could support myself financially and cover like my mortgage and car payments and my lifestyle without him, because he already contributes to half of our household income. So getting that life insurance in place was like a breath. I finally could exhale because I had peace of mind knowing that we did the things that needed to be done to make sure that if something horrible happened to him, I would not have to worry about those other things. I could grieve and know that everything was going to be okay outside of losing love of my life. So that's a good example of like what people really want for insurance industry providers is peace of mind. So at the end of the day, once you've discovered all these things and you've got like this list of things and this person that you've named and what they believe in, all those dimensions, you are moving your perfect person from a pain or problem to relief or solution. So like I just mentioned in the insurance example, I was really struggling with anxiety about what's going to happen, like the financial and repercussions if something were to happen to my husband. So we resolved that by putting a life insurance policy in place so that he and I could both feel calmer, that if something were ever to happen, he wouldn't leave me with the burden of finding a way forward financially if something happened, and vice versa, because I also have life insurance on me for the exact same reason. So in that case, we move people who are anxious about their financial security and future to relief, that's going to be handled should anything happen to either one of us. We have a policy in place that will help solve or relieve me of the responsibility, the financial burden, if something were to happen to my husband, and vice versa, if something were to happen to me. So where do you use your ideal client profile? Well, it's really exciting once we discover this, because it can be used as a foundation in all of your messaging. Like, it's your core source of truth to how to speak to the people that you want to attract to your business. So you want to make sure that we infuse that into every part of the messaging that happens after that's discovered. You let it inform your vision and your mission along with your core values. So example is when we go back a couple of slides, like when we're talking about our core values or our beliefs and alignment, that you understand that you're going to attract people to you that align with your beliefs and your values. So again, we use integrity as an example. Integrity means like doing the right thing basically when no one is looking, and being authentic to doing the right thing at all time is important, particularly for me. So I want to make sure I attract people like that, but I also want to show them like transparency is an indicator of integrity. Like, I am going to be completely forthcoming with how we do our process and how we bill you, even like what we charge is a flat rate. So you always know that you're getting one thing for one price. I'm never going to come back and say, oh, it's going to be more. You can add on all of part services. Again, transparent, flat rate pricing. You'll know before you're charged. Like, it's not going to blindside you. Same thing with the process that we utilize. As in my business for Blueprint Pro, for example, I have an offer that creates an entire marketing strategy custom built with the owner of the business so that they have a core document that's going to guide all of their marketing messaging, when to implement it, how to implement it, and even people who can do it with and for them so that they can implement it smoothly. So I make sure that they know the process behind what I'm doing, there's transparency, and there's integrity. So the last part is you can provide the elements of your ideal client profile in your AI prompts to help with copy for your website, your social media posts, your ad campaigns, your email marketing. And because I'm a big fan of Business Networking International, BNI, my presentation. So when I go in each week, we meet and I speak for 45 seconds about my business. That ideal client profile informs how I speak during that 45-second presentation. So I know that I'm speaking to the right people that I want to attract to my business. And there's many, many other places that you can put this. Okay, so bonus tips. I love bonus tips, don't you? You can use it to attract the right candidates for your job listings. So say you need to hire a sales rep, you can infuse your ideal client profile because it aligns with your business core values and your beliefs into your job listings. You can say, this is the type of person we serve. This is the role requirements. Put that into your framework and build your job listing. You can use it as a filter when receiving proposals from vendors and service providers so you remain aligned with your vision and your core values within your business. So I often hear people say, like, God, I really shouldn't have hired that person. We just are not on the same page. This ideal client profile and what informs that will help you inform the right words and messages in your job listings, again, to attract the people that do feel aligned with you and that are the right persons for the job. All right. So in real life, most of our clients have spent money on ads, tools, and freelancers. They've been burned by agencies that overpromised, or they've tried to do it themselves while juggling a million other roles within their business as an owner operator. So we come in with the Blueprint Pro and build a strategy that is simple, predictable, and scalable. So you have this one place that you can go to that contains all the information required to market your business. Now, it can be for internal use, but also external use. So say you do have an agency, Blueprint to your agency, you can hand it off to a social media manager and everybody is on the same page, moving in the same direction with absolute clarity on what needs to be said and to whom. So together we build that Blueprint marketing strategy from scratch, which clearly identifies the right audience and the right person, creates consistent messaging, and communicates and connects on the right channels. So if you ever hear a business owner say, we've tried everything and nothing's working, or our marketing feels all over the place, that's your cue to introduce me to them, which I would greatly appreciate. And I hope that this was helpful today. So if you want to proceed to the next step and have me work with you, book a free marketing clarity call. You can simply scan that QR code on your screen and we spend 30 minutes getting to the root issue of your marketing problems or matters of any sort. And we also can determine if it's a fit to move forward with the Blueprint Pro. I hope this was helpful. And this one thing, you can do it in about an hour or two at the most, and it is going to change the entire way that your business is seen and heard by your right clients. So wishing you success and work with all the right people and none of the wrong people.